Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Stigma Stompers, Nami County PA's one and only podcast. I am one of your hosts, Abby.
And I'm your other host, Heather.
Today we have a special guest with us. I'm just going to let him introduce himself and we can get right into the episode.
Hi, my name is Joe Amann.
Perfect.
Right. Joe, thank you so much for your willingness to be here today. I know it can't be easy, and when we first had asked you to be here, you were kind of apprehensive, which is completely understandable. What was it that you were like, you know what, now I feel like this is kind of important to do?
I feel that it's been the hardest thing in my life to deal with.
Yeah.
And as you can tell, even today, it's every day of my life, it's the hardest part that I've ever had to deal with.
Yeah.
So it was difficult to talk about, but I can probably talk about it today. So that's why I'm here. And with our foundation, I just want to try to get the word out to people. I guess that's probably the simplest way to
Absolutely.
put what we're trying to do here.
Yeah,
But-
absolutely. Yeah, and feel free. Just be yourself, and we understand this is a tough topic, so...
Yeah, I didn't even
I
really
can't-
introduce our topic. The Joe Amann lost his son to suicide. Well, how long has it been now?
It's been just over 3 years.
Just over 3 years. Joey Amann, and him and his family created the Joey Amann Memorial Foundation. And they were very generous in giving us a donation from their golf outing. And so we have you on to tell your story. Heather and I first met you and your other son, Michael, and then Joey's entire fraternity in 2023. And his fraternity had done a fundraiser, which was a really incredible thing, Delta Chi at Gannon. And we were just struck by how many men showed up and the emotions that they showed. And it was really impactful. So when you look back on that moment, because it was very fresh, what did it mean to you as a dad to see his friends show up like that?
Meant a lot. Meant what Joey was. I mean, he brought a lot of people together. I can still picture the text from someone at the fraternity asking Mr. Amann, is it okay if we raise money in support of suicide awareness? Mm-hmm. And just took me back. Obviously, we donated then, but it was just, and then they invited us to come be at the presentation with Nami, and that meant a lot.
Yeah.
So I wish he could see the amount of support and the amount of people that loved him, because he'll never, hopefully he sees it.
Yeah.
So.
No, absolutely.
He does. I know he does.
Yeah, I know he does. It's one of those things that sometimes you can just kind of feel. What did those relationships mean to Joey when he was at Gannon? What was his fraternity like? Like, they're pretty supportive. And
I think it meant the world to him.
Yeah.
I mean, I look back, obviously I wasn't there, who wants their dad there at 20? But I look back through his phone and I can see pictures of what he was doing, and it means the world to me. But that being said, I think of the past 3+ years now, and I wish he was here for things that we're doing in our lives now.
Yeah.
You know, he lost, part of me is gone forever. And yeah, we all lose people, but boy, when you lose a child, I don't want anyone to ever have to feel this. So that's probably why we started this, just to get the word out, talk about it a little bit, because a lot of people don't talk about it. I can tell you just from obviously what my family's experienced, you see suicide a lot more. For some reason in my mind, it's opened up. You pick up the paper, you read an obituary, and you know why this person has passed. And it's sad because there's just so much more to life than, but he just he hit it well.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. He never talked about suicide at all. And sometimes I'm a little blunt with his brother, but tell him, please don't do what your brother did. Go talk to anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Go anybody.
Yeah.
Reach out to somebody to talk to stop you.
It's better to be blunt and open about it than I feel like a lot of other people try to not talk about it because it is such a heavy topic, but it's much better to just be open and honest. And that's how some mental health challenges can come to the forefront. Or if someone's struggling, just talking about it and being open can maybe help in some way. So I'm glad that you're blunt with him. That's great.
I can tell you through the years since he's passed, you talk to people and you don't even realize it. You're talking to someone that their friend, their family member, their brother.
Yeah.
And they're, oh my God, I feel so bad. And next thing you know, we're all crying, hugging each other. And you just realize that just talking about it does help.
Yeah.
You know, we have the golf outing once a year. And you guys were there last year. And just the amount of people and the friendships and family and just everybody that comes out. And there's some people there I don't even know. I meet them for the first time and they're so gracious. And you just, like I said, the hope is that we've helped someone somewhere along the way and continue to help.
You absolutely have. I mean, I can't even emphasize enough how incredibly generous and just amazing your donation to us was. I mean, what we are able to do with the money you gave us is we could do so many things. Just like our peer support groups and how we're able to bring in more people for those. And a lot has come from those as well with people talking of suicide. And we were able to get people the help that they need. So what you're doing is helping, most definitely. Even just coming on this, and if one person listens and they're able to have that conversation with a family member or have that conversation with themselves even.
Right.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah, you might not always see the impact.
Yeah.
But I guarantee there are people out there that you've planted that seed and given them just at least, some hope that they're not alone by coming on here and talking about it. And thank you for having the courage because I know it's probably got to be very
not
difficult.
easy, but I want to talk more about Joey. What's something that you wish more people knew about him, like personality, or when you picture him, maybe what's like the first thing that comes to mind?
With Joey, I just vision someone that just had the biggest heart. I hear some stories of his friends after he passed and just breaks my heart that he had the heart so big to not talk down on someone or help someone out, or another person in his life was struggling through similar things. And I found out that he picked up the phone and was right there for her.
Wow.
And it just blows my mind a little bit that he couldn't reach out to someone, because he honestly, 20 years, I never saw that from him, or I would have done anything to help him.
And we hear that so much that it's like, families will say that there really weren't clear warning signs that they saw. I know that sometimes when I'm talking to like the teens and I'm trying to talk to them, I explain to them that sometimes it's the happiest people, the kindest, because sometimes they put a mask on. They don't want to worry their friends. They don't want to worry their family. And sometimes that's the confusing part. Is you're like, how did I not know? It's so hard. How, if you're comfortable sharing, was that true for Joey as far as like the warning signs and things?
Yes. I mean, obviously now I look back on some conversations I had with him.
Yeah.
And you could kind of see it, But at the time, you would have thought it was a normal conversation with the teenager, you know, and he hit it very well. Yeah. Obviously, we've gone to counseling, and even our counselor says there's a reason why I can't go on TV and make a big list, because you're a prime example of there wasn't a list for you. He was, trust me, if I could do some things different, I'd go back in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think you don't know what you don't know. And so no one's to blame for it. No one, I mean, everyone wishes that something could have been different, or that you could have said something different, or that he would have talked to you about it. But I don't know. It's hard. That's really it's just hard. There's a lot of what ifs, but yeah, the what ifs, I think, I don't know. I've listened to some stories of other families that have lost someone. Would you say that, what have the what ifs been like for you? And maybe if you could touch on, if you're comfortable, some of the things that you're looking back on now, just so maybe we could add to, I mean, there's a long list of signs and symptoms, but again, there could be like no signs and symptoms. So I don't know, maybe just trying to add to the.
The biggest thing is talk with your kids, you know, especially your kids. Obviously, that's how it happened with us. But I can't tell you how many parents have approached me and said, Joe, we talked to our kids the way we would have never talked to them if this wouldn't have happened. So maybe he helped save someone else. I don't know.
I guarantee there's conversations that are being had because of Joey that wouldn't have been. Right. And, you know, the fact that,
you know, his friends, I'm sure someday are going to have kids, and they will remember this, because I know some of them struggle and still struggle to this day. And I'll struggle all my life understanding it. The rest of my life, every day I think about him. I talk to him. Sure, he's sitting right here.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
going,
come on,
Dad.
He's like, come on, Dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it's like I said, talk with your kids about it. Talk with adults. I mean, it doesn't matter what age they're at, but like I said, obviously we were parents, and I feel for Michael, our youngest son. He lost a brother. He looked up to Joey.
Yeah.
I think we had a question about how has grief looked like for Michael and your family unit as a whole?
Like I said, we've obviously went to therapy. We've went to the Caring Place a couple times, and they were one of the donors we gave last year and they've been very gracious to our family, very nice. And I just can't stress, you need to talk about it a little bit. And I'll be honest, before this happened, we really didn't talk much about it. It just wasn't a topic of conversation, because you never, to this day, I still can't believe I'm sitting here doing this, and
well, there's such a stigma that it's really, I know, like, even like when I was younger, we never talked about
Right.
feelings, or we never talked. It was kind of that pull yourself up by your
Right.
bootstraps kind of mentality. And what I am finding now in the schools, and I don't know if it's because they know more because of social media and things like that, but they're a lot more open. They will actually share sometimes, like when they're struggling. Not everyone, there's still
Right.
a lot of, but that's one thing I think. The pandemic was really hard, and it did change some conversations because a lot more people were struggling. But that stigma, it's tough. And so it's so powerful that, you're coming out and that people are seeing, we want to make this a normal conversation because it's something important and possibly life-saving to talk about.
Right.
Yeah. So at some point, the grief kind of it turned into action for your family. So maybe we can talk a little bit about like how that shift happened. What led you to create the Joey Amann Memorial Foundation?
Probably part of it was through the boys in the fraternity. That kind of got me thinking about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one of my best friends reached out. And he's like, we should really do something about this.
Yeah.
So Joey loved working at Whispering Woods Golf Course. And so I approached him and asked if we could have a golf outing there. And that's basically how it started. This will be the 4th year this year. So we've had 3 so far. The first year he passed, and then up to this year. But yeah, I mean, wish he was out there playing. But
When Wendy and I were there, we were just like blown away by the love and the support that your family had. I mean, it was awesome to see that many people show up. And this was the first one we went to.
Right.
We're like, wow, this is only the 3rd one. And
Yeah.
for you to get, and you could just feel kind of the love and support for your family. And we really appreciated you having like resources there as well. So if they did need to talk to somebody, you had it right there, which was awesome. Did you anticipate it growing the way it has?
no, every year we're turning away people that want to play in it. And
Wow.
it's kind of blows my mind a little bit when we do the Erie Gives, the Erie Gives Day.
Yeah.
And last year we raised thousands of dollars that day, just putting his name out there. And like I said, we're just trying to be good stewards of this. We've given to NAMI, we gave to the Caring Place, we gave to Stairways. At Christmas time, we got a letter from Stairways about the thousands of people that we helped feed this past year. So it's just nice to read that and know we're helping somebody.
And know that that's kind of his legacy, because you said how he always wanted to help his friends. He always cared and wanted to help. And now he's still doing that, even though it's hard to.
Still doing it. It's just in a different way. And probably gives me a little peace helping somebody. That's, you hate to be so simplistic about it, but
No, sometimes it is just that simple.
right. It's just that simple. I don't, like I said, I do not want, if I can help save one parent from feeling this, I guess I've done my job. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely been difficult, and I don't want to. You said sometimes I do think, why do we do this? But at the end of the day, I don't want to just suppress it. And I still have 2 boys,
Yeah.
One's here, one's not.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure it's so important for Michael too to see that you're making you are making an impact in other people's lives. Like, what a good role model you're setting for him to be able to get through the stuff, even though it's super hard. You're stepping into some things like just coming on here. It had to take a lot of courage, and I'm sure it wasn't the easiest thing in the world. But for Michael to see, what, we're going to do this. We're going to face the hard times together as a family it's pretty amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
For anyone that may be hearing about the foundation for the first time, how would you describe its mission and what are you hoping its impact is in the community?
Our mission is to educate people, obviously, on suicide, and to help people throughout the community, whether it, like I said last year, through stairways, feeding people, because that's all part of the mental health process, or giving them shelter or clothing. I mean, that all comes together. But, I feel that getting out, doing an event a year, as we do, we talk about it a little bit, and just keep people aware of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we wouldn't even be able to do all that we do. Like, we're doing a lot more. This year, we've added 2 new school districts for training teens in teen mental health first aid. And we talk a lot about, suicide prevention. And really, we teach them how to recognize signs and symptoms if one of their friends are struggling. But we also let them know, like I said before, that sometimes you don't see those signs and symptoms. But the amount of people we're even able to help because of your generosity has been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So you are helping. If you ever think is this really doing anything? We see what it's doing, and we see these kids who need to hear this information, who may not have heard this information had it have not been for, your family.
Yeah.
So
that's, to keep it as simple as possible, that's probably don't want anyone to feel that their life isn't worth it to stay here.
Yeah.
Keep fighting through. Someone will help you somewhere, somehow someone will. Because I can't remember the statistic, but that suicide affects so many people, then it affects so many, and turns into thousands of people that just one life affected. And honestly, I can attest to watching it play out through Joey. And like I said, at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to accomplish, his mother and I, through this. Just, he shattered our lives in one way, and, we try to do everything we can for Michael, but we want to help others too, and help others see the light or ask for help. I can't stress that the most. I looked through his phone after he passed, and I looked at what he was searching right at the end, and if you just would have reached out to a few things that were on there, you would probably be sitting here today.
Yeah.
And I can't go back and change it, but hopefully we can help someone going forward. That's probably the...
Yeah, you are. There's no hopefully about it. You absolutely are. Yeah. We kind of talked about this, but one of the goals of Stigma Stompers is kind of normalizing these conversations and having them. In your experience, what do you think people still struggle to talk about? Are you still finding that people are still struggling to talk about mental health and to talk about this? Is it sometimes still a hard conversation?
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of weird. You'll approach someone and they know what's happened, and they don't want to say anything to you. And you're like, it's okay. We can talk about this. And all of a sudden you'll break the ice a little bit with it. And oh, hey, I just wanted to say, I'm sorry, I heard about you. And it's okay.
Yeah.
And I don't, sometimes I feel like I don't want people to feel sorry for us at all.
Yeah.
I don't want someone else to feel this, because it is it's tough.
Yeah,
and
can't really put words to it.
Like I said, I wish I wasn't here, but I am. So this is what life's been dealt. But, and it's part of the unknown that, you do this work, you raise money, you give money away. You have to have faith that it's helping someone. I probably won't ever see it personally, but I have to believe that it is. So that's where we are at the end of the day with especially the foundation.
I feel like even just being able to see the number of people, so like Erie Gives Day, you can see the number of people that donate. I feel like being able to just see that and that people are passionate about the cause after reading the bio that you have to put on the Erie Gives site, knowing that many people care about it even. So even if you don't know anyone directly impacted by the funds, you're able to see all of the people that understand it or have gone through it or know someone that's gone through it and are donating towards a really important cause. So even just that one person that went out of their way to go through the whole checkout process for Erie Gives. That's tons of people. So just some perspective too.
It blows my mind a little bit. And you realize how generous people are. And there's a lot of things social media may not be good for, but something like this, it does get the word out. It spreads the word to people that you wouldn't even believe that would give. And all of a sudden, one day in the mailbox, you get a check and you're like, wow, blows your mind. And you realize there's a lot of good people. And I wish he would have seen that there's a lot of people in our lives and just in general that would have done anything to help him.
For families out there who might be going through something similar, what are some things that helped you and your family? Like, what were some things that, because you really needed that support, and I'm sure you had like meals and different things like that, but what really helped you most to be able to get through this?
There's so many things between friends and family that have helped us, picked us up. When it first happened, our friends invited us out and we're like, no, next thing you know, they showed up to our house. So, I mean, it's things like that you just can't put words to it. There's things that have happened in my life. I don't even understand how or why the past few years, but I know Joey's watching over me.
Absolutely.
He's here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like people also always remember the way you made them feel, not even necessarily what you did for them. So people making you feel the love and support, you may not even remember what they did, but you remember how they made you feel in that time where you needed them.
Yeah.
So that alone can really uplift in the darkest of times.
Yeah. Trust me, over the years, we've just had a lot of support. And we continue to have the support. And I want to support others, because they have different challenges and different things in their life. And I want to support that. And I've had friends of mine reach out that their friend has lost a child due to suicide, and you reach out and you talk with them, and so you do feel like you're helping someone because you're trying to pass along. And I received books and letters from people that lost family members and friends, and it all means a lot.
There's something powerful about them just feeling like, I'm sure at first it's like you feel so alone in it. And when you talk to other people and just, having that, just letting them know you're not alone. You have
Right.
people that support you, because I'm sure it can be something that you do feel that way.
Yeah.
For any families that may be listening who might be worried about someone they love, what's something that you would want them to hear, or something that you wish someone had said to you at any point throughout the whole process?
Being honest, I wish I would have talked to him like we've talked about here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just bring the conversation up and be blunt about it. I mean, you beat around the bush, and the person may or may not understand what you're talking about. But if you bring up the fact that ending your life through suicide is not the answer, they will probably listen to you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And life's not easy. We all know it. We all have our struggles, but ending it, it's pretty final.
Yeah.
There isn't, as a parent, I always wanted the best for my kids. I always, if they fell, I wanted to help them up.
Yeah.
They do something wrong, you want to fix it for them.
Yeah.
This, I couldn't fix. This is probably the best way. I'm trying to fix it.
That's what I was just going to say. But what you're
There's
doing.
nothing I can do to fix it. Nothing's going to bring them back. And sometimes I struggle because I know at the end of the day, this foundation isn't going to bring them back. But hopefully it's going to help someone else. And
Absolutely.
And you mentioned kind of beating around the bush with the conversation around surrounding suicide. And one of the things that we teach in mental health first aid is that there's a misconception that if you ask someone if they're thinking about suicide or dying by suicide or anything surrounding it and being direct with it, the misconception is that that'll push them to do it, where it won't. Bringing it up is more likely to get them to the help they need rather than pushing them to do it. Because if they're thinking about suicide, they're already thinking about suicide.
correct.
So there's no really question you could ask them that would put the idea into their mind. It's either they're thinking about it or they're not. So being direct rather than beating around the bush is also an effective way to help prevent suicide in some cases.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you mentioned that as well.
Yeah, like I said, you hate to be so blunt, but
If you're concerned, you're
if
concerned.
you're concerned about it.
Yeah. It might be the hardest question you ever ask, but at the same time,
Right.
if you
It
have
could
those
relieve that
concerns.
person, and it could be a weight off their chest to
Yeah, they might have just
Yeah.
been waiting
for someone to
ask
reach
them,
out.
But it's so hard because when they're also hiding symptoms, it's like it's just
Right.
it's tough.
It's
It's so tough.
yeah, and you don't know what everybody's thinking. Like I said, since this has happened, the amount of people that it's happened in their lives, whether they were younger or older.
Yeah.
I had a coworker, his brother took his life 25 years ago, and he says, Joe, I think about it every day.
Yeah.
And as I'm standing there listening to that story, I'm thinking about Michael.
Yeah.
And so.
And sometimes people one thing that we also try to explain to them is that, it's not like they made a choice or they made a bad choice, but mental health is an illness of the brain. So when they make these choices, they're not in the healthiest of places.
Right.
It's not like somebody so I always try to explain that, you can't blame. It's not their fault. It's actually a medical and physical, an
Right.
illness.
And I struggled with that.
Yeah.
People have lost anyone to cancer, to a car accident, to
Yeah.
whatever it may be. And that you can physically look at and say, I had to really wrap my head around.
Yeah.
He had a mental illness that he masked very well. It's hard to understand that, and I still struggle today with it. Mm-hmm. But I know he was a great person. I'm sure he's still watching over all of us, and
still impacting lives
You're
with
right.
the work you do, which is
definitely
so much there.
like I said, I'm sure he looks down and he's sitting here, big smile on his face, like, look at what I got Dad doing now. That's
Who would have
okay.
ever
I
thought
got
Dad
Dad.
would have
I got
done
Dad on a podcast.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, absolutely. So if someone who is listening does feel moved and wants to support the Joey Amann Memorial Foundation or somehow get involved, what's the best way they can do that?
The best way, we have a website, joeyamannmemorial.org, and we'll be putting up the golf outing for this year, and we accept sponsors. We have cart sponsors, we have hole sponsors, we have lunch or dinner sponsors, and also people have just donated. So I generally try to, if you do donate during the time of the golf outing, I will somehow recognize you or your business somewhere along the way. Yeah. But we do appreciate everything that businesses have done, individuals have done, families have done. Yeah. I just can't thank people enough. This year's it is July 25th at Whispering Woods. Okay. So we'll start probably in May advertising for it, usually a couple months before. But we have, like I said, if anybody has a business and they want to donate, we have a big Chinese auction.
The best Chinese. I have never seen more baskets that were donated at a basket raffle. It was, they were just this endless table of baskets. So
so
amazing.
We do very well with that. People are very generous. You said you can donate that way if your businesses or individuals want to donate through that, or just a regular donation and we'll put it on something.
Yeah,
if it's not one of our, I lost my track, but if it's not one of our, hole or cart sponsors. So
yeah, that's awesome.
And looking ahead, what are your hopes for the foundation, like 5 years from now? What would you love to see?
I'd like to see us continue to just support, obviously, the region here and just keeping the word out about suicide awareness. And let me redo this.
No, you're okay.
No, just keeping the foundation throughout the years in a good place as far as, let me read. I don't like how I answered it.
No, you're fine. I did that last time a few times.
You could do it 10 times. If you want.
20 times. It doesn't matter. That's the beauty of the recording.
Yeah, at least it's not live.
Live is worse.
Yeah.
All right. So going forward with the foundation, we would like just continued support in the region, getting the word out for suicide awareness. Obviously, we want to continue to raise money each year to donate. I'm not a mental health person at all. So we want to be able to give to places like NAMI. And you guys are the best in the business, so you go out and we want to help give you resources to be able to do what you do every day and what you guys do a lot of, because between the walk, we did the walk last year. That was great.
Yeah, it was great to see you at the walk.
You see the billboards and that stuff. When I see that, when I personally see that stuff, it puts a smile on my face for the day.
Yeah.
So you see the ads on social media or TV. So it does mean a lot. So that's what we want to keep going. Yeah. Obviously keep his spirit alive. He's touched countless people. I hope he can see it, because
I believe he can.
he's touched more people than I think I can touch. And I don't know, blows my mind away sometimes, the amount of people that he has actually touched, and maybe he was put on this earth to help others, and this is him helping others still to this day.
Definitely.
So
Can't imagine how proud he
that's
must
what
be of.
keeps me going.
Absolutely.
Me or you. Before we wrap up, is there anything that we didn't ask that you wish people understood, or anything else on your heart that you'd like to share?
No, I mean, we've talked about how big of a heart Joey had. I just can't stress, and we've talked about it numerous times here, but just keep that open dialogue, because in a split second, your life will change, and not for the best for a lot of others. And if I needed to stress anything, that's what I would stress today, because I wish he was still on this earth helping others physically, but he's not. So this is the way we're going to help others going forward. And
Thank you so much for being here. I mean, we can't thank you enough because this will, all of our viewers, I'm sure there will be somebody out there who hears this and it will help them. And we really appreciate, because I can't imagine how hard it has to be to talk about it, but that by doing so, you're making a difference, and Joey's making a difference. So thank you so much for coming on here and for your generosity, because we couldn't do the work that we do without generosity from people like you and others that want to see the stigma be erased of the mental health stigma.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
Yeah.
I was difficult when you guys reached out. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, but
You did it.
you came in today, and it was good for me to talk about it too. Yeah. So thank you for having me.
And tell everyone the website one more time, just so they have it fresh on the brain.
JoeyAmannMemorial.org.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you again for joining us. And thank you all for listening. If you or someone you know is struggling with your mental health, please call 988. That's the crisis line, or you can call us and we can get you in touch with the people you need to be speaking to. Our contact info, you can call 814-456-1773. That's our office, or you can call or text 988, which is the crisis line. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
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 Hello, and thank you again for watching this episode of Stigma Stompers.
If you'd like more information about NAMI, you can check us out on our website, NAMIErie.org, and you can also check us out on our socials. Facebook, we have an Instagram, and we also have a LinkedIn.
And while you're on our website, you should go ahead and check out our t-shirt store. We get a portion of all the proceeds. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.